The Bloodline technically had added a new member, and that story appears to be going somewhere. So we'll take a look at what's going on there. We'll also take a look at the latest WWE statement about the walkout, Ronda Rousey's teaser, and more. Let's start things off with this storyline with the Bloodline and their special new member, Sami Zayn. Sami started marching around in the Bloodline's merchandise a few weeks ago, even speaking to Roman and the Usos in the locker room. And it had surprisingly turned out pretty well for Sami Zayn so far. He's coming out and speaking on behalf of the Bloodline, even though he really had no relation to the group. But Sami Zayn is known for being a bit of crazy and a delusional character. So this Bloodline act is something that actually fits the character. Sami Zayn has gone out of his way for the Bloodline in recent weeks, but they don't exactly show him the same efforts in return. They'll leave him in harm's way, show that they obviously don't care about him, but Sami Zayn doesn't see that and keeps crawling back to them. So that appears to be the story here. Sami Zayn will continue to swear that he's an actual member of the Bloodline, while obvious signs will show the audience and everyone else that the Bloodline doesn't take him serious and is just playing with him. What's also smart from the Bloodline is that they didn't just dump Sami Zayn off right away. They are definitely leading him on to believing that he's an actual member of the Bloodline. So why are they doing this? Well, they're probably gonna take full advantage of this Bloodline minion that they have created here with Sami Zayn. The Bloodline will probably send Sami Zayn to do their dirty work, since they know he'll gladly accept it, thinking he's getting even closer to the group. And then once the Bloodline squeezed all that usage that they can from Sami Zayn, that's probably when they're going to get rid of him and reveal to him that they were never serious about him being associated with the Bloodline. A lot of fans seem to think that this storyline will end with a babyface turn for Sami Zayn. He's going to be here doing all this hard work for the Bloodline, only for them to likely brutally attack him for his loyalty at the end. So maybe that's the moment that could potentially get Sami Zayn's character in a full babyface direction. Sami hasn't been a babyface in well over 5 years, so if that's the direction they're going with this little storyline for Sami Zayn and the Bloodline, then it may turn out to be a very interesting one to see where it goes after this story. So be on the lookout for that Sami Zayn and Bloodline story. It doesn't appear to be a one-off short story, it looks like it could be heading somewhere, so it'll be interesting to keep an eye on. Ronda Rousey's start to her SmackDown women's title reign is off to a little bit of a bumpy one because of Sasha Banks' walkout. WWE was all in on a Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks feud for Hell in a Cell, but when Sasha walked out, it left WWE without any backup plans for Ronda's first real feud. Ronda has been competing in some exhibition matches with Raquel over the last few weeks on SmackDown, but that replacement for Sasha Banks hasn't been made fully clear quite yet. WWE did tease a big, huge potential opponent for Ronda Rousey down the line, and that's one of her best friends, Shayna Baszler. Shayna and Natalya interrupted Ronda Rousey's match this week and gave us our first ever stare down between Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Ronda and Shayna spent a few months staring at each other, which everyone understood as a big tease for a future feud. Ronda and Shayna did share a very brief interaction at the Royal Rumble match earlier in the year, but this was the first on-screen interaction they had with each other. Ronda and Shayna have been close friends forever, but never crossed paths in WWE until this past week. During Ronda Rousey's first run in WWE, Shayna Baszler was dominating in NXT, so they didn't really cross paths at all. Then after Ronda Rousey was long gone from her first WWE run, WWE called Shayna Baszler up to the main roster. So they keep missing each other every single time for different reasons, but finally their paths crossed this week. It was a huge moment to see two best friends stand in the opposite sides of each other in the ring. Ronda is obviously a babyface and Shayna Baszler has been a heel since she got here. So a story between both of them will actually be great to see because of all the rich history that's been there between these two friends. So dating back to the night of Sasha and Naomi's walkout, there was this very confusing part of WWE's statement that everyone has a hard time of understanding. WWE did say that Sasha and Naomi's reasoning for walking out was because they felt like they were being disrespected as tag team champions. But something else WWE placed in that statement was that Sasha and Naomi also walked out because they refused to work with two specific superstars. WWE has said in that statement that Sasha and Naomi have worked with these two individuals in the past, so they didn't understand why they refused to work with them right now. So originally when the statement first came out, everyone was looking at the individuals that were a part of the cancelled six-pack challenge, trying to figure out who were these two superstars that Naomi and Sasha didn't want to work with. Was it Doudrop, Asuka, Becky Lynch, Nikki? Everyone assumed it was the two individuals out of the four that was a part of the six-pack challenge. But that's not the case. Now that more time has passed and the story has gotten a little bit more clear, fans think they've cracked the code on the two individuals that WWE said Sasha and Naomi refused to work with. The two individuals that WWE were referring to in that statement was Ronda Rousey and Bianca Belair. That's why WWE was confused because, like they said in that statement, Sasha and Naomi have worked with Bianca and Ronda in the past, so they didn't understand why they were refusing these programs. Obviously, everyone knows that Sasha and Naomi didn't have a problem with Ronda Rousey and Bianca Belair personally. It's not like they refused the matches because they didn't like the individuals. Not at all. They refused the matches because things were once again trending in the direction of the women's tag team titles getting tossed to the side and forgotten about. Sasha and Naomi were convinced that this disrespect trend towards the women's tag team titles would come to an end when they became champions, and all the fans did too. But it looks like once they got the overall sense of direction, WWE was headed towards the women's tag team titles again. That's what really made them walk out. They were probably promised change, believed that change was coming to the women's tag team titles. But obviously, that wasn't happening. As far as the latest update for Sasha Banks and Naomi, their suspension that they're currently on is a no-pay suspension. So they're not making any of their salary right now during this suspension. Reports also claim that WWE may be focused to flex the ability to freeze Sasha and Naomi's contracts depending on how long this goes on for. WWE is not going to let Sasha and Naomi sit out the rest of their contracts and be peacefully free agents after the expiration date. If this goes on for longer than expected, WWE can freeze their contracts, meaning that all this time that they've been gone from WWE will be added back to the original end date of their contracts. So all this time that they're away will be owed to WWE in a legal point of view. To put it into the simplest forms, the more time they're away, the more time will get added to their contracts. So there's no real escaping this until something is worked out. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.